If you're a motion graphics artist, you might be wondering if After Effects can work with vector graphics, or if it will ruin your beautiful vector designs that you imported from Illustrator. Without further ado, let's explore this together in our video today. Let's start off with a basic definition of vector and raster to freshen up your memory. Long story short, the composition of raster graphics is made out of pixels that, upon transformation, will lose their quality. On the other hand, vectors are composed of paths, which allows them to be transformed without losing quality. After Effects is not a vector-based software, it's a raster graphics editor. However, this does not mean that the software doesn't process vectors. Upon importing vector files into After Effects from, say, Illustrator, After Effects immediately rasterizes the imported asset so that After Effects can put these assets in the timeline. This actually can mean trouble, since rasterized vectors are very small to work with at all, and you'll definitely need to scale them up for better clarity. But this will pose you a big problem, as this will lead to their pixelation, which, if you're planning on animating these assets, can prove to be quite tricky. Well, thankfully, there is a way for you to remove the icky pixelation. All you have to do is use the Continuously Rasterize feature in After Effects. If you go to your timeline and to the layer on which your rasterized asset is, there's a switch that looks like how medieval artists drew suns that you can toggle on and off. Upon activating the switch, all that icky pixelation is gone now. How does After Effects actually do this? Well, simply put, by activating the switch, you're effectively telling After Effects to rasterize the asset every single time you subject it to any kind of transformation, whether scaling, rotating, or any variant of that. By doing this, the asset will cease to be pixelated every time it is transformed. This is the perfect solution to avoid pixelation. It has one major pitfall though. By activating continuous rasterization for a certain asset on a given layer, the render order for that layer in the timeline will change, which will result in removing the normal link from your effects and your transformation. What does all of that mean? It simply means that if you apply an effect on a rasterized vector and then attempt to scale up the vector file, the effect will not be scaling up with it. So anytime you're scaling the vector file up, you'll have to go back to the effect and scale it up with it. This is made up for, well, kind of, by the fact that using the continuous rasterization feature will allow the masks to not be pixelated when scaled up. Too long? Didn't listen? Well, here's a simple version. After Effects is a software that does not work with vectors. Once they're imported, they are immediately rasterized. In order for After Effects to process them and be able to place them in the timeline properly. This can be bad if you have, for example, a logo the client asks you to animate and put on the video they commissioned. Well, thankfully, this issue can be swiftly solved using a feature called Continuously Rasterize, which will tell After Effects to rasterize your vector asset over and over again every single time you transform it in any shape or form. And poof, voila! Just like that, no pixelation whatsoever. Awesome! We have reached the end of our video. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new today. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos for more information about After Effects and how it works, if that's of interest to you, that is. Comment below if you think that we've missed something or if you have any other suggestions. Thank you for watching as always, and see you next time.